Hey, what's up guys? I am in St. Pete, Florida. I'm walking to the store. So this hat that you see me wearing right now, that was a gift from my tenants. When I got home, there was like a little welcome package at my door with a hat and some coffee and a bunch of other stuff. It was so thoughtful of them. And I'm actually walking to the grocery store here. They have like a little flower section. I'm gonna buy them something to put on their dining room table and just say thanks. So let's see what they have. And once I buy this, I'm gonna walk home and I'm gonna talk about a subject that I've talked about before on this channel. And figure something out that I think is really worth sharing and for you guys to think about if you're thinking about going to the Philippines to meet a lady, to meet someone for a relationship. So, all right, let's get these flowers first. All right, what do we got? What do we got? I think I saw some flowers over here. Here we go. All right, we got one. We got an orchid. It's a nice one. We're going with it. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna do my best to do this in one take and kind of make sense of my thoughts. But since I've been back to the US and in Canada and stuff, just reflecting a little bit on my trip and my experience dating. And now that I'm back here, just sort of like comparing it a little bit, to what it's like here. I've been catching up with friends and they've been updating me on some of their dating experiences over the last year. And so one of the main reasons I think dating here in the US and other Western countries is difficult and people have a hard time finding success is something that actually applies to the Philippines as well. And it's a bit of a trap, and it's a trap that I think is bigger in the Philippines, where you can actually run into the same issues that you're having here over there, which would sort of defeat the whole purpose of, what people are trying to do by getting away from Western dating. So here it is. When you're online dating, this is what this is about. There is a bit of an illusion that there are endless great options. And if you just keep, swiping, and if you just keep going back to that app to try to meet someone, you're gonna eventually find someone that's just perfect for you. And this could even happen after you go on a great date. You go out with someone, everything seems great. There's still that temptation to get back online, swipe a few times or check back with old messages or people you've been chatting with just to see. Maybe it's a little bit better. And this applies to both guys and girls. And it creates a huge issue with, trying to actually see something through or just keep your focus on one person, which you kind of need to really, figure out if it's going to work or not when you're distracted by, chatting with other people and going on a bunch of dates or just looking and your mind sort of drifts off. So what I wanted to say is that mentality is on steroids, or the potential for that mentality is like 10 times in the Philippines. Think about it. You go over there, maybe you have some success dating here. In the Philippines, you're just gonna have way, way, way more options. It's very different when it comes to that. So as far as that issue of, too many choices, it's gonna be that much more difficult for you to, settle into something and just eliminate all of those other options and distractions. So here's what I'm thinking. Oh, and let me just mention, there's actually a book. It's worth checking out. It's called The Paradox of Choice. And it talks about that. And it's not just for dating, it's for everything. We live in a world now where we have too many options, too many choices. And in the end, people become more unhappy, more stressed out. They start developing these tendencies to be indecisive. And it applies to dating big time. And so going to the Philippines is not going to answer that. It's going to actually create more issues when it comes to that. So what I'm thinking, because I'm just learning as I go too, and I just wanted to share my thoughts, is come up with like a bit of a plan, a bit of an outline of really what you're looking for, to where you don't get distracted and you only, chat with people that really, really meet that criteria. And that's a benefit of going to the Philippines, is you do have more options and you can actually be that way. You can kind of narrow it down and then consider all the challenges if you're, going for this type or that type. Figure out what's going to really make sense for you and make life better and easier and happier for you. And, when you're exploring and meeting people, try to narrow it down. Anyways, just be conscious of it. That's really all I wanted to say, because just came to mind that that's a huge issue here, bigger issue there. So more to come, guys. That's just one thought, and whatever you can come up with to try to alleviate some of those issues, because you don't want to go through all that trouble, go to the Philippines to meet someone, and then just go through that whole cycle that you've been in here in the US. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. More to come.